Hello, and welcome to the 2020 Holiday Open House. This is the Yugoslav room, and it was dedicated in the year 1939 and is modeled after a folk style, which you can see through the many different motifs in this room. I'm first going to draw your attention to the wood paneling on this wall. The wood paneling is imported Slovenian oak, and you can notice all the intricate carvings. We have different folk traditional carvings that are found in the Serbian, Croatian, as well as the Slovenian cultures, and we also have the ancient Slavonic heart. And here we have the crest for the Kingdom of Yugoslavia. Next, I'm going to draw your attention up to the ceiling. Here we also have those similar carvings that we see throughout the room on the walls. We have the traditional Slovenian, Serbian, and Croatian folk motifs carved into the ceiling. Here we also have the 4 chandeliers that hang from the ceiling as well. These 4 chandeliers were made by students at the International Arts Institute of Zagreb. There are 6 portraits in this room that feature important historical figures within the Yugoslavian history. The 2 people above me are Vuk Karadžić as well as Bishop Josip Strossmayer. I'm first going to start with Vuk Karadžić. Vuk was a linguist as well as a scholar who is known for modernizing the Serbian language as well as creating and publishing the first Serbian dictionary. He also is known for having a collection of folk Serbian tales. Josip Strossmayer is known as a supporter of the Pan-Slav movement as well as a supporter of Yugoslavian unity. He was also the founder of many academic institutions, and he also had a wide collection of artworks that is the basis for the Croatian National Art Gallery. The next 2 portraits that we are going to look at are of Baron Georg von Vega as well as Petar Petrovich Njegoš. First, looking at Baron Georg von Vega, he was an officer within the Austrian army because at the time, Slovenia was a part of the Austrian Empire. He was also a mathematics professor and is well known for his trigonometric functions as well as his logarithms. Petar Petrovich Njegoš was the last Prince Bishop of Montenegro and is also a well-known poet, with his most famous piece being The Mountain Wreath. The last 2 portraits that we are going to look at are of Ruđer Bošković and Franz Prešeren. Starting with Ruđer Bošković, he was a physicist as well as an astronomer and a mathematician, and he is credited for writing many scientific works. Franz Prešeren was considered the greatest Slovenian poet, and his most famous work, The Toast, became the national anthem of Slovenia in 1991. In this display case, we have a replica of a lace Madonna that is found in the village of Brescia. The story behind this Madonna is that during World War I, the people of the village decided to hide the original painting that the lace is based off of in order to preserve it. And so they made a lace replica to put in its place. And so it was found to be very important to include in this room. The statue here in front of the window was made by an artist named Vojca Braniš, and here it is titled Post-War Motherhood. Here it shows a mother's undying love for her child as she feeds her child even though she appears to be without anything. We are going to look at the different Christmas traditions within 3 of the countries that make up Yugoslavia, including Serbia, Croatia, and Slovenia. We are first going to start with the traditions found within the Slovenian culture. Starting on December 6th, St. Nicholas's feast day, most patrons in Slovenia will start by preparing for Christmas. So they will gather a tree and start decorating, as well as placing nativity scenes within their house as well as outside of their house. On Christmas Eve, a feast is held for Christmas dinner. And there they have a meatless meal where they do not have anything of meat variety. They will eat fish as well as cabbage and a honey bread. Then they will have a procession throughout the house where the father will lead, and they will sprinkle holy water within the house and also around the house. Once the procession is ended, the father or the head of the household will place a Jesus replica within the manger of one of the nativity scenes to mark the birth of Christ. Next, we're going to look at the Serbian Christmas traditions. They celebrate Christmas on January 7th, and they do not set up a Christmas tree, and gift giving is not always expected. Instead, they have the head of the household, or the father, bring hay in from the outside and place that around the dining table. That is supposed to represent the hay that is found under the manger of where Christ was born. Then there is also a special loaf of bread that is made with a silver coin that is placed inside. That loaf of bread will be passed around throughout the family, and each person will pick a piece of bread off of the loaf until someone reaches the silver coin. The silver coin then is placed on the picture of the patron saint to whomever finds that coin, and it's supposed to bring good luck all year. A Yule log is also brought inside to the house to warm up the entire house on Christmas Eve. And during this, the people of the house must watch and make sure that this flame does not burn out, or else it will bring bad luck. And finally, we're going to look at the Croatian Christmas tradition. Within the Croatian culture, they also bring in hay to the house and do not set up Christmas trees, and gift giving is also not expected. This time, the hay is placed not only on the floor, but also on the table that will be used to have the Christmas dinner. The traditional meal that will be held at this Christmas is a suckling pig that will be found roasting outside of the house and then brought inside. And there is also a traditional bread that is made in this culture. The bread is shaped like a donut, and there is a procession around the table with this bread. A candle then is placed in the middle of this bread and is lit and will remain lit for the rest of the evening. Then the family will gather and sit at the table and will pull pieces of hay from the table. And whoever finds the longest piece of straw will then predict what the harvest season will be like for the rest of that year. Thank you, and have a happy holidays.